Oh brother. Oh brother, it's what is it? Almost 8 a.m. 7:52. Oh brother. We found one. We found one. I'm seeing all these low ratings all of a sudden. I've already made videos before the ending of Attack on Titan already happened. But man, some of these reviews are actually spot on. These are things I've said in the past. You know, like I said, the author retconned his entire series. He kept writing himself out of a corner. Every corner he put himself in. I've already said in past videos, like, okay, Isayama could do this, right? He could say, oh well, the reason why this happens is because of this. It wouldn't make sense, but people would be like, oh, he already explained that, man. It's cool, even though it wasn't foreshadowed or anything like that. It was just brought up out of nowhere in Aspull. He didn't think of that basically until he had to address it, like he was forced to address it, like then. But you know, but I'm the one that isn't paying attention to the series. I'm the one who just doesn't understand it. This big brain, quote unquote, big brain series. This, you know, I don't understand it. I'm the idiot. I'm the idiot. Um, but anyways, if you want to pause this and read it, you can. Um, I've just been reading through some of these. Um, there's gonna be always the mindless people who give it a 10. Um, just it's crazy how people like this, right? They'll just say, "Oh, it's a 10 because I enjoyed it." I was watching a video of snobs, and it's a good video. He was addressing some points, so here we go.
This is going to be the Snob was right and you didn't listen because you got no critical thinking like he does month. It's going to be up the ass in videos making fun of Attack on Titan, how bad it was all along, and how stupid people were for liking it. The easiest examples can be found in the Mal reviews, the number one go-to place for apologists. This guy over here, he's using the author's intent, for which I have made videos about, but for some reason you guys are not watching and you just say I hate the show without ever explaining why. Anyways, here is a guy demanding from us not to dislike Attack on bullshit, because it's what Isayama intended all along. This is what he wanted, to end the show in a completely horrible way, and therefore you can't judge him. Do you know what that means for all of you stupid people with no critical thinking, who didn't listen to the snub although he was telling you the truth since 2014? It means you never have to judge anything, because everything is perfect the way it is. The second season of The Promised Neverland is fine, because that's what the creators wanted and you can't judge.
Basically, the point is, if you know, people in the comments are saying, "Oh, I enjoyed it." You know, enjoyment doesn't equal quality, and just because they'll like to argue the author intended on this. First of all, I'm pretty sure he didn't intend his show to end like shit, or his manga. Second, it's like they'll try and crawl their way. They'll try and find any way to defend something that they like without giving clear cut, you know, information to back it up. They'll just say, "Oh, well, the author intended it that way." Then I guess that means like Berserk was supposed to be Berserk 2016. The author intended it that way. It was a masterpiece. Um, the CGI wasn't bad. They intended it that way. Jujutsu Kaisen not having any sense of direction. The author intended it that way. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. These people are just questionable. Um, but yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video. This is supposed to be a quick video. I might read one review, but I'm definitely gonna make another video, just reading a bunch of reviews, and just to see what people think. I'm not saying like I don't want to see this is the thing. I don't want to see people give it a low rating after the ending. I want to see people who have been, realizing how bad the series actually is from the jump. Because I feel like if you just give it a low rating because of the end, it's like something I've said in the past. Like, when I said season one was just more obviously bad than the rest of the seasons, doesn't mean that season one was just bad and all the other seasons were good. Just because it's obvious that the ending was terrible doesn't mean that the entire show itself, the rest of the show was good. But yeah, um, he he quoted I think someone I'm not sure if it's a writer or whatever, but a quote from Mark Twain, and it says, or I quote, "It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled." Supposedly, this quote comes from Mark Twain, and sadly, it fits well with this fandom. But yeah, it's easier to actually fool people than to convince them that they're fooled. That's very true. Um, it's like people like to hold this emotional connection to something to where if they like it and they enjoy it, they just think, oh, it's automatically good. Um, and that's just the way some people think. It's crazy. It's kind of funny, honestly. It's this is why we have. It's like it feels like we have more people who just feed into their emotions and base things like, okay, this is my opinion, even though opinions are just opinions, facts are facts. But yeah, people like to feed into their emotions instead of critically looking at a situation and analyzing it for themselves and actually giving, like looking deeper into the series, seeing its flaws, pointing them out. Because, you know, a flaw, a flaw is not an opinion. A flaw is a flaw. You can't say, "Oh, well, it's not a flaw in my opinion." It's not that bad in my opinion. You can't just say, "Oh, well, the author retconned his series." Oh, well, in my opinion, he didn't retcon it. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So I guess, I tried to use that same logic. I think I commented on someone's comment because I got some comments in the morning. Um, I'll read it here. Let me see if I can even find it. I said liking something doesn't mean it's good. You can like eating shit and say it's healthy because it's quote unquote my opinion, but that doesn't justify that shit is healthy, bro. Stop bringing. Wait, shit. Okay, I think I kind of cut my sentence off there. But anyways, I commented again. So this guy says I agree. When you like something, it can actually be pretty good too. Okay, so when you like something, it can actually be pretty good to others, which is not the point that I was saying. He didn't even like argue back to my point. So yeah, you can like something and it can be good to others, but that doesn't mean that, like, in the law of, writing a book, that it's good quality writing, or just in general. That doesn't mean just because, okay, you like it, it's going to be good to others. It's not a guarantee. And also, it's not a fact that just because you like something, and it's good to others, that it's just good. And because you don't like AOT it doesn't mean it's universally bad. So get off your high horse. So anyways, I responded saying, and I don't know if this is a good analogy, but I kind of already did this analogy from the first time I responded when I made the analogy about shit. But anyways, oh, and then I said, okay, well, let's use your logic. In your opinion, assaulting someone is fine as long as you think it as long as you think it is. Therefore, it's universally known that assaulting someone in any way is justifiable, and as long as some people think and accept it, then it is. It's just it's justifiable. I tried to use his logic. It's like these people just they don't make sense. They like at least if you're gonna defend something, have like a good argument for it. But that doesn't usually happen. Um, but anyways, like I said, I'm gonna read more reviews on my enemy list. Um, Also, I might do a anime list review. I plan to watch some manga. I actually want to check out this shouju or shoujo fight. I think it looks pretty cool. Um, and maybe I will, do a review on my list, on my anime and manga list. So maybe in the future. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna be reading some of these reviews, and I'm gonna catch YouTube later.